Gaming Bolt presents 15 Xbox One achievements so hard to unlock you're better off jumping out your window. Becomes the Master, Titanfall 2. This achievement requires players to beat the top score on the Gauntlet scoreboard. Doing so requires a near-perfect run through the campaign's starting tutorial. It means placing arc grenades perfectly between target grunts, perfectly nailing the slide at the end of the Gauntlet's first section, and maintaining speeds close to 50 kilometers per hour. Any misstep will ruin your chances of beating the top score, and you'll have to start the run again. The Flapmaster, Goat Simulator. This maddening achievement demands that you score 10 points in Goat Simulator's minigame, Flappy Goat. Not only is this game extremely difficult, but the sensitivity is terrible, making it very difficult to time your jumps with any precision. Players should be ready to spend a great many hours trying at this if they're going to unlock it. There are seriously better uses of your time. Personal Decorator, Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Personal Decorator requires players to earn all of Black Ops 3's decorations, forcing you to delve deep into the game's campaign content to farm kills, collect camos, and beat the game on its hardest settings and in a variety of formats. Earning all of the game's decorations will require dozens of hours, and you'll find the road much smoother if you're doing it with friends. It can be done solo, but players should be prepared for a great deal of frustration. Stampers Forever, Rare Replay. This achievement asks players to gather all 330 stamps in the collection. It's a true test of staying power, requiring players to sink hundreds of hours into the collection's many different games. Getting this achievement will demand that you master every game featured in Rare Replay. It's a serious time commitment, but in the end you'll have played many of history's greatest games. Still, you could be leveling up in the latest RPG instead. Devil of the Caribbean, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Devil of the Caribbean requires that players defeat all 4 legendary ships patrolling the corners of the world map. Before undertaking this achievement, it's best that players fully upgrade their own ship first. Without a fully decked out vessel, defeating any one of the legendary enemies will be a true struggle, though it is possible. Recruited to the 5th SFG, Mafia 3. This achievement demands that players land 5 headshots in 5 seconds. It's a difficult task, first getting 5 enemies into the same space and arranging them so that it's even possible to land a headshot per second. Fortunately, you don't have to wander around until 5 enemies arrange themselves for you. A properly employed Screaming Zimmy can help get that done. Once the enemies are gathered, it's up to your steady aim to carry you the rest of the way. Cluster Bomber, Ghost Recon Wildlands. Despite its name, the Cluster Bomber achievement has nothing to do with cluster bombs. Instead, players must kill 7 enemies with a single blast of C4. Considering that Ghost Recon Wildlands takes place in a vast open world, there are many possible routes to take when hunting this achievement, but best practices warrant the use of diversion lures to get enemies to gather. Once you've done that, your best bet is to run into the middle and blow up your C4 and yourself before they have time to disperse. You're on Fire, For Honor. You're on Fire asks players to score 5 kill streaks of 5 kills in elimination or skirmish. This requires that you kill 5 enemy players in a single game without dying, though the achievement can be accomplished across multiple games. This achievement requires a great deal of skill and a little luck. You'll need to be familiar with your own fighter as well as your enemies, and you'll need to be ready to bail if you lose the upper hand. Play safe, stay alive, and kill everyone. No problem. Shenanigans, Cloudberry Kingdom. This achievement requires that players complete level 319, a nearly impossible level that's a solid field of lasers, moving platforms, and other obstacles. To make things worse, the hero is locked in a wheel, which bounces unpredictably, demanding that the player match their moves to the random vagaries of their character. There are much better uses of your time than chasing this achievement. Well Trained, Elite Dangerous. Well Trained asks you to complete the first 5 training missions of the game. This achievement used to be exceedingly difficult, and demanded that you beat wave upon wave of enemy vessels, as well as ships that were vastly superior to your own. The achievement has since been watered down and geared towards teaching players the game's combat system and management. This is one you might actually want to pursue if you're jumping into Elite Dangerous. Hang Time, Mass Effect Andromeda. This achievement requires that you keep the Nomad in the air for 30 seconds. 30 seconds may not be long for some tasks, but to keep a ground vehicle airborne for that long is a true feat. You'll want to make improvements to the base Nomad before you try this one, and there are only a few locations in the Andromeda Galaxy that boast falls long enough for you to boost your way through 30 seconds of hang time. The Floor is Lava, Overwatch. The Floor is Lava asks players to get 3 kills without dying while wall riding. Getting 3 killing blows with Lucio can be tricky in any circumstance since he's a support character, but needing to do these kills while on a wall makes the achievement a truly difficult affair. Your best bet is to sink hours into this character. After enough gameplay, that golden moment will arrive eventually. Retro. Geometry Wars 3. Geometry Wars 3 achievement Retro requires that players earn a score of 10 million while playing on the evolved classic level without losing a life. It's an exceedingly high score to reach, and players will need all of their Geometry Wars skills to navigate the increasingly busy battlefield and remain on the top of their gem collection. There is no room for failure, and getting to 9,900,000 and then dying will require that you start back from the beginning. Halo Master Chief Collection. To complete this achievement, you'll have to play through all of the Halo 2 campaign missions on Legendary in less than 3 hours. Mercifully, this doesn't need to be done in a single sitting, or even a single playthrough. Rather, the game keeps track of your times on each level and compiles a total. You can return to the missions you're slowest on and replay them to cut down on your time. Still, even with the ability to space out play sessions, this achievement will require a great deal of skill and patience to complete. Energizer. Outlast. This achievement requires that players complete the game on Insane mode without reloading the batteries on the camcorder. As if beating the game on Insane wasn't bad enough, players must do so without resupplying the batteries, meaning they need to move through the game as fast as possible and navigate certain sections of the game in utter darkness. To prepare, you should play through the campaign several times, getting familiar with the fastest routes, and the best ways to get through the game's most difficult sections, and prepare to restart if you fumble too much. And that'll be about it for this one. If you guys like what we're doing at Gaming Bolt, please consider subscribing to our channel, and I'll see you guys on the next video.